Here's A again. Hello.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Sorry. Anyways, what I was saying is a few weeks ago or so, Randy decided to message me on my phone and say, I would like for you to leave my husband alone. And I knew who it was. And I was like, oh, are you talking about your pedophile lover? And she sent me a picture. I was like, oh, yep, that would be the disgusting, maggot that we all hate. And she wouldn't keep on with me, but then they made something about me as well as you and a few others. And I asked her how it feels to be on the run and lose everything for some BS that she lost her family, she lost her friends, she lost all her money. I mean, they got sued by, I can't even remember. It's Greg Sawyer. Mm-hmm. For all of this. And it's just like, what in the world? So Alexandria had sent me it and I just was laughing because she's like, oh, and Ashley Cooper Brown got arrested. And I'm like, okay, if you say so. Like, I've not been arrested. Obviously, here I am.
Yeah, well, everybody's supposed to be getting arrested. I'm supposed to be
been saying that for years, and they're losing everybody by the minute because they're not producing any evidence.
But what is interesting, though, see, when they did the Zoom conference where Phil McConnell was released from probation, she signed in as Randy Holmseth. Mm-hmm. Now, she can't be married unless her current husband has passed away, or that's bigamy.
I don't know, but she calls him her husband. So, I mean, they are all kind of creepy, so they probably do threesomes. Who knows?
Well, there's... unless there's been a divorce or he has passed away, Randy cannot be legally married to Tim Holmseth. Now, she can go around and call herself Randy Holmseth all she wants, but it's not legal.
No.
I can't verify that information, but I've been told that she's running around using that name. And then
she's so dumb. I'm sorry. She's just dumb.
Well, they all are. Because, what are they accomplishing with all this? And that is nothing.
Nothing. It's the delusional thoughts, and she became senile. Like, she's believing all these delusional things. Okay, the thing that people need to realize is that if he's really some important person, why are they not protecting him? And if I work for the feds, hey, feds and CIA, I like to get my payout, please.
Well, he declared that I am an agent of the FBI. I'm an operative.
I saw that.
That's what this Operation Chaos is. And now he's accusing me of being in the middle of a plot to kill.
Both of us. I read it. Supposedly, because I knew what type of gun that killed Hallett, supposedly I'm the one that killed him or something. It's like, really?
Well, stay tuned in April because things are going to come out about this case. And a lot of details are going to come out and people are going to understand exactly what happened and why as we get closer to the trial date, which is near the end of May, unless they go into continuance again.
Well, it's funny because they act like they dug so much on me. Hello, you dumbasses. I post everything on public for a reason. Hello. Of course, I'm going to post the phone calls because everyone needs to know that you're a lying sham and now your money's drying up. I mean, they're about to lose everything, even more so than they already have. They've lost a lot of lawsuits. She's about to lose so much more. I have so many text messages and, just regular Facebook messages where she's like, I never said I was a judge. Okay. And then saying she's never been to 2 harbors a day in her life. Right. That's the creepy lady that was trying to put my kids into the vehicle.
Yeah, I remember that now. I'm in the middle of doing something here. But, it's the lies are going to catch up to them because the truth has an interesting way of coming out. And a lot of truth is coming out. And that's why they're in a huge panic with Field McConnell. Because if he opens up, I don't think they're going to like what he has to say. And they are terrified. And that's why they're doing all this. They're trying to make it where Bill McConnell is incompetent, he's drunk, he's being controlled. They're going to come up with all kinds of excuses.
But that was their Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But, they cannot stand the truth. And they do not want Bill McConnell saying anything negative about him.
No, and let me tell you something. I said this before a couple of years back, if you go back into your shows. Tracy Remington, that was the one that Phil McConnell was telling me about, where they were going to buy like a whole lot of property in Hawaii and bring all these unwed mothers that can still have kids over there.
Right.
It was creepy. It was like a baby factory, and it was disgusting. And they were going to bring them over there for supposedly a call to healing, but it was only women and children, no husbands, no boyfriends, none of that. And she was going to help do it. So, and I told people this over 2 years ago, and the thing is, like I always say, you can manipulate the truth to an extent, but you cannot destroy it. And that's what's going to catch them in the long run, And what's funny is they were talking, they talk real negatively about Lynn Wood. But Lynn Wood was a right-hand man of Timothy Holmseth because he was the attorney for Trump. And they keep saying, oh, Trump, just like Sarah Dunklin. Now she's got sexual abuse charges on her because, like I told everybody when I went to court and stuff, and I told him, I was like, you cannot put that child near her because she was still breastfeeding her baby. And she tried to force her kid to suck out of her boob.
That is the weirdest thing I ever heard when I first heard that. I says,
I warned everybody. And like everyone's like, no, I don't think that'll happen. Okay. And what happened? Look at that.
Yeah, I just, whoa. Okay, Ashley. I guess Jasmine wants
victim. And it was because she did it in front of me on video chat.
Basically, from what I understand, because Jasmine's asking for an explanation on the Hawaii thing.
Okay, so they were going to move. Phil McConnell had like this elaborate thing where we were looking, supposedly they got like millions and millions and millions of dollars, supposedly, because this all came from Sarah Dunklin and Phil McConnell. And this was way back when I started realizing there's a lot of stuff going on here. And he said he wanted to move women and children only to Hawaii for a healing thing. And Tracy was one of the ones that were going to help do it because she lives in Hawaii. And the thing is that I'm from there and I heard a lot of things about her, and they wanted to only bring women that can still have babies over there. That's what it was. I mean, it was creepy. I mean, these people are so into pedophilia. There's so much evidence out there to prove it. It was bizarre. And that's when I was like, I need to start digging. And then that's when I realized what was going on. It's like, holy crap. And then when I found out about the other stuff, because I was involved with Sarah Dunklin bringing Ryan over to help that one with Munchausen's and stuff, I was going to help him go to her and all this other stuff. And when she finally spoke out, I was like, this is the same woman you were telling me about. What is going on? And then more and more pieces started adding up. So he only wanted women and children, no husbands, no boyfriends. In his mind, they were bad, and he only wanted women, and they wanted to buy a big piece of land in Hawaii, which that would never go, because I'm telling you, people there would shut that down so quick.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the Handmaid's Tale is kind of what he was trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, there were a couple things. I believe there was one time there was some kind of ranch. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and drop this in.
That's the ranch he was talking about building. He had a lot of stuff already, but he was wanting to take the money that he was getting through donations, but as they're saying he's senile or whatever, okay, you say that now, but everyone's like, oh, he's a godsend. Oh, he's breaking and talking and speaking out against this, that, and the other and human trafficking. But they were preying on parents. They found out about the child protective custody cases and parents were desperate and believing them, but they're all connected. Like I've been saying, everyone that I've ever mentioned are all connected to each other. David Straight, Chris Hallett, Sarah Dunklin, Timothy Holmseth, Randy Erickson, they are all connected together. And it was like a pyramid scheme, and that's the thing about it. And if you ever go into my Facebook profile, just go look at the pictures or put in the search engine, like on the spot where you can search and put their names in. I've got all kinds of stuff where it's like horrific things. And it was, I've been busting these people out left and right, But yeah, she out of the blue, the maggot crawled out of her hole and decided to message me. For what reason, I don't know. But I haven't talked about Timothy in so long. And then I got that stuff from Alexandria and I just cackled. I died laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. I was
Actually,
wow.
Want to make a slight correction that one of the things that Field had come up with in the state of Texas was a veterans ranch. And I believe that was to bring veterans and their families that had problems because of the Vietnam War primarily. And so that was a place to try and help the veterans and then have his family there, or their family, since veterans are of both genders, there as a support group to try and do that. And that's what his stated intention was. And he had stated on broadcast that he had gotten some what they call Zim currencies, which were currencies that...
Oh, yeah, Zimbon. Yeah, because a woman reached out to me saying she gave this man over $20,000 for life savings for Zimbons, only to find out there was no value to it whatsoever, and frauded her multiple times. And I told Sarah Dunklin, and she's like, no. I was like, yeah, you're a liar.
Okay, well...
Oh, too bad. Don't you dare drag Field's name through the dirt. Oh, I'm wrong? Right. Okay, well, why don't you come on here and debate me? Because I guarantee I'll mop the floor with you. I guarantee you won't come on here for me to debate you. You're too scared. Come on. You won't debate me. You'll be way too scared to do it. You don't want to go up against me. I'll talk as much as I want about Phil McConnell. That's why he got extradited to Florida. After all you stupid, crazy people said it wouldn't happen. Oh, now look.
Well, yeah, the theory was that Tim Holmseth and Randy, okay, now who's this? We got another, well, now it went away.
Because they're scared.
But the Field's mission at the time was the ranch, but Tim Holmseth came into it and he got pulled off mission, so to speak, and got on to harassing Kim Picasio. He didn't know who Kim Picasio was, never heard of her, and all of a sudden...
I didn't either until I went to court for Sarah Dunklin, and that's when all the pieces started coming together. Literally all together, and I was like, holy moly, this is bigger than what people even realize. Like, this is a RICO act because it's embezzling money and taking people and frauding people and saying they... You know, what's funny is they said, oh, we have the best attorney. We have Kirk. Okay, but Kirk completely screwed up Phil McConnell's bond. I mean, so he had to sit in jail for a long time. And then they were doing some crazy stuff that Danielle Estella told me. I mean, it's just ridiculous on the things that they do. And I can't believe how many people actually believe these idiots. I mean, they're not so much anymore, but they were, and it's like, wow. This is just insane.
Well, from what I understand, though, and the reason people are getting upset is Field is going to come out eventually and expose Tim Holmseth. And so that's what we're waiting on. And apparently Field is in bad health and he's not quite up to being able to say anything right now. So what I would prefer to do at this point is, I understand your point with Field and everything, but I kind of like to put that on the back burner for now, because that can be discussed either at a later date or in a different form, if you don't mind.
No, yeah, totally.
But, I would like to concentrate mainly on Tim Holmseth and Randy Holmseth, because these two have instigated a lot. And
sure have.
And they've got me being accused of murder in the Delphi case, and the Haley Cummings case, and the Trenton Duckett case, and to some extent, and Kaylee Anthony. They've got me being part of the Finders. They got me being a lookalike of Whitey Bulger, and they even say that I am Whitey Bulger. And let's see who we've got here.
You must be pretty rich then, huh?
I would hope. Damn, these calls are dropping faster than I can link on them. Oh, well. But, the point of the matter is that there is a hell of a lot of bullshit going on Telegram. These people are lying out their ears, and they are terrified right now of Field McConnell coming back on the air, because I think he's going to ream a few asses by the time he gets done, because he's lost 3 years of his life and his radio show over these people, regardless of
his life's work. I mean, that was honestly his life's work. Like, honestly and truly, that was his life's work. And yeah, he hook, line, and sinker, he got into it. Hook, line, sinker. He got his butt handed to him, let me tell you.
Well, that's, and then they walked away from Field, left him holding the bag.
Yep.
And now that Field McConnell is going to tell the truth about these two, they're desperately trying to discredit him.
Not going to happen, because we've got too much evidence to prove otherwise.
Yeah. But see, Tim doesn't understand what goes on in Plum City, because the guy that is Field's power of attorney is this next door neighbor. The guy can literally walk through the cornfield to Field's house. He owns the corn that's on Field's property. He leases the property so he can grow his corn and raise livestock, and pays Field a percentage of the income. He's known Field since Field moved there.
Well, it would be great to get Field on your show to go ahead and deal with this. I mean, I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
That's, Paula's working with Field, and hopefully when Field is healthy enough, he's going to go on the air and he is going to talk about all this with Tim Holmseth and, set the record straight. But as far as Tim going around and saying that Field's in danger and that somebody threatened to kill him and all this, that's not true. And if Tim thought that, he knows the person that's the power of attorney. He could get up the phone and call him. Instead of going through all this rigmarole on Telegram, just pick up the phone and call Field's next door neighbor. I dare him to do it. I dare all these women to do it. That guy will set them all straight, because he knows the score. He takes care of Field. He's in contact with Field on a daily basis. When Field was going through the court situation with Kim Picasio, it was at his house because Field did not have Wi-Fi. So he had to go over to his neighbor's house to use the phone and to talk to the attorney. And the neighbor has talked to the probation officer and kept her apprised of what's going on. And he meets, so all this has been going on. So, and Timmy seems to have had a memory block, because Tim's been in the house. He knows the layout. Tim's Field's sister is wherever she lives. She's not anywhere near the area. And this is another thing that Tim needs to understand, and he may be wishing for this, is there has been a long-standing dispute between Field's sister and Field because she's a Democrat, and there was a dispute with the estate. If Tim keeps posting stuff on the internet about Field, she will have the legal authority to go to court, rule Field incompetent, and stick him into a nursing home. And that's the last thing that Field wants, is to be in a nursing home. But this is what Tim is going to do if he keeps this up. And, maybe that's what he wants. I don't know. It sure seems that way, because this just may happen.
They're just destroying everything in their wake, and it's going to come to a strong halt real soon.
Well, yeah, because I think, number one, that more and more of the Field supporters are going to get mad, especially if they, see the damage that's being done to Field with all of this talk about, okay, let me see what's going on here. Okay, somebody sent me, I'm getting all kinds of messages here now. But I'm not seeing the message I was supposed to be sent. And I think the reason why is because it doesn't work properly on my Twitter. So let me, Well, here's Paula. Wait a minute. Let me get on it. Why are we not? Okay, they will need to connect their mic. And so, okay, here we go. Oh, this
doing, Murt?
Hello there.
How's it going? Okay, so first of all, Ashley, let's take a two steps back.
How about not?
No, if you want to debate me, let's go back a few steps, please. You've been saying a lot. Let me have my moment. I'm Phil McConnell's partner. We're currently working with Kim Picazio, okay? And we have been for a while. Field McConnell was deceived. He never had a ranch in Texas. He never made any money off of his chat. Other people did make money off of his chat. Everything that he made was given to other people. There was never a plan with Field for a ranch in Hawaii. It was a veterans ranch in Texas. Sarah Dunklin and Ryan Wilson came in and set him up. Okay? So you need to stop and take a couple of steps back because you are out of the fucking loop when it comes to Field McConnell.
No, ma'am, because I was on the phone with Field McConnell and Sarah Dunklin and Ryan Wilson.
Okay.
So that's incorrect. And that all...
I can't hear you.
Okay, for whatever reason, the call disconnected. I've got her on display here, but I'm not hearing her. So we had to drop out.
I'm working with Sarah Dunklin's husband, okay, to go against Sarah. Okay, so you know what? You need to step back because you really don't know that there's a much bigger picture that's been going on behind the scenes.
Oh, honey, I've been saying there's a much bigger picture for 2 years now.
Your point is you're incorrect about Field, is what I'm saying.
I'm not incorrect. They're all tied together, and it's all on my face.
No, they are not.
Yes, ma'am, they
together.
Are. That's how I got on the Field show. Is Sarah Dunklin tried to say,
Sarah Dunklin tried to infiltrate Field.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It does matter because you need to understand who was aligned and who wasn't. And Field wasn't aligned with Sarah. He hardly knew her.
He said, bull crap. Yes, he was. And I've got so many text messages and recordings to prove it. Go on my Facebook page. You obviously don't know what you're talking about.
I read your Facebook page and I agree with you about Sarah. And I agree with you about a lot of this stuff. But I'm telling you right now, Field was taken advantage of. He is innocent in this. And he had nothing to do with some stupid fucking ranch in Hawaii. Do you have a recording and all the fucking proof on that? Because you don't. Because you're full of fucking shit.
Nope, they were going to buy property in Hawaii.
Oh, no, they were not.
Oh, yes, they were.
I'm Field's best friend.
Well, congratulations on that.
They were not. Yeah, I'm actually proud to be his best friend.
So the thing is that's why you're sticking up for him. And the thing is when I got into all this.
The thing is, I was involved in it, you stupid fucking bitch. And he wasn't.
Are you mad?
All right, let's calm down, ladies. Jeez.
Are you mad? Get over it.
I'm fucking mad because you're lying.
You can think that all you want. I really don't care.
Well, I really don't care, Ashley, because you've lost all credibility.
Obviously, you do because you're on here, so obviously you do care. But I'm sorry, but
I'm here all the time, Ashley. You're not. I'm here all the time.
He is. I'm sorry, but
I'm talking to Murt. I'm friends with Murt. I'm friends with Kim. I'm friends with Alexandra. I'm friends with all these people, and so is Field. Okay. So I really do not know what you are talking about.
And that's not the only thing he's done.
Okay, so where's your evidence on this? Where's your evidence?
It's all on my Facebook page.
I think that you need to send me some evidence on Field with all this getting involved with Sarah Dunklin, because it's all bullshit. She tried.
That's why I got on the damn show, is because of Sarah Dunklin. That's exactly why I was on the show.
Yeah, because Field invited everybody on the show back then.
No, I didn't even know who he was till Sarah Dunklin texted me out of the blue for Michelle Walker.
Excuse me?
Yes, ma'am. Sarah Dunklin sent me a text message saying that he would like to get me on the show about child protective custody cases, and I need to talk to him. And I said, okay, how did you get my number? She said, Michelle Walker. I said, okay, sure, I'll go on the show. And she said, he's one man close to Trump. Like, they have connections to Trump, and he's the one that has the connections. That's how I got involved.
That's the lie. Sarah's lying to you.
Phil McConnell even said that he was close to all this. I don't know if it was through Timothy Holmseth, nor do I care. All I know is he knew what he was getting into. He knew what he was doing, and he still did.
No, he didn't know that he was involved with dirty people.
Terroristic. Oh, really? Terroristic threatening Kim Pacazio? He didn't know better? Who made him do that? Calling her Miss Piggy? Who made him do that?
He believed Tim. He did. He got deceived. Okay?
So maybe terroristic threat saying that they need to kill her? What is that about?
You know what? You are not up to date, honey, on what's going on, okay? He has since deeply apologized to Kim, and he's come out and he's working with her, okay? So until you get your shit together and get caught up on the real narrative and stop spinning on the old shit, you really have no credibility here.
I do have credibility because I'm going by
because none of the stuff
you're trying to sit here and tell me, oh, he's a good person. He got caught up.
He's a good person.
Then why did he knew what he was doing, first of all, by making those threats against
him. He was a trafficker. He was deeply deceived.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You know what? He was deceived. And he's very passionate about kids.
I don't care if he was not deceived. It's called right and wrong.
Yeah,
so let's go on air and you know what? I'm going to go ahead and kill an attorney.
He apologized for that to Kim. Deeply apologized.
I don't care.
He made a mistake.
I don't care.
There you go. I don't give a fucking shit about you either, but that's just the point.
But yet you're still here talking.
You don't know what's going on, honey. You don't.
But yet you're still here talking. You're still talking.
Okay, ladies. Can I interrupt this for a minute, please?
Fuck, come on here and trash Field after everything that he's doing right now. You know what? Fuck her, Murt.
Let me have a word in edgewise here, please. All right. The facts are this one and the way it involves with Field at the moment. Kim Pacazio decided 6 months ago that she was going to let Field come off of his probation restrictions because he had shown signs of improvement. The judge at that time turned it down and said, come back and we'll go through this again. This last hearing that was in place came after Kim Pacazio and Field McConnell's attorney sat down and discussed the matter. They presented the paperwork to the court, and so they went into court, and Kim Pacazio gave a long, gracious presentation where she forgave Field McConnell and said he deserves to come off of his restrictions, that he is a changed man, and that is why he is currently ready to go on the air. And Paula is working with him to get all the truth out about Tim Holmseth. And
Exactly.
I think what we need to do, hold on, Paula, what we need to do right now is concentrate on letting Field tell the truth when he is physically able to do so. Right now, I understand he is not in good health, so there should be no rush to get him on the air. When he comes on the air, when he's healthy enough, I think we're going to see a lot get cleared up.
It's exactly.
So I would prefer, if we could do it for now, ladies, is to put our differences aside and work together for the common goal of telling the truth and putting a stop, putting a stop to the nonsense that's going on with Mr. Holmseth.
Does this mean that they'll actually get put away for once?
We're working on it, Ashley. Okay.
There is a lot going on that Tim Holmseth may be charged with felony, and that is going to come from me because that's what I've been doing, is gathering evidence against Holmseth, and I am working with my local state attorney and getting enough to where they would be willing to file a felony complaint against Mr. Holmseth and Randy Holmseth.
There's a lot more going on than that. Okay, Ashley, I'm sorry for yelling at you, but a lot
It's
has
so
changed.
good. Like, yeah, there's like, this is huge. Like, it's so big.
It is huge. I
And
agree
there's
with
a
you.
lot of players in it. And you got to remember, when it comes to this type of stuff, now, if you go to my page, I haven't really been on this in quite some time. So when we're talking about Field McConnell, yeah, it is old stuff, correct. Because I haven't been focusing on that. Like, I've been focusing on
and
like,
a lot has happened. Honestly, I'm telling you, a lot has happened. Fields come forward and he's exposing a lot of stuff. He got wrapped up in something that he didn't know was
But
he
see,
was
Sarah,
deceived.
that's the thing. If you look at the messages that I have from Sarah Dunklin shows exactly what they were doing and put him in it. If he's an innocent,
Yeah, but
he
she was trying to set him up. They were trying to take Field down. That was part of an elaborate setup to destroy Field. Okay.
What was the reasoning for that? Do we have any idea?
Well, first of all, they wanted his platform. Second of all, he was a big whistleblower against pedophilia. So they came in to take him down and make him look bad. Now, we have all the players. We've connected it all back. But Field's not in very good health right now. We tried to get him on a live stream today. Really wanted to be on it. And he couldn't get on, and he got frustrated. And we just
all right, Levi Page is in here, ladies. Levi.
But I'm asking you to please back off on Field because there's some truth coming out. And
all right, ladies, I'm going to let Levi Page in here for a little bit.
You know what I think is interesting, Murt, is that Phil McConnell did a lot for Timothy Holmseth, and Timothy Holmseth didn't do crap for Phil McConnell. You remember when Timothy first got in trouble, Phil McConnell paid out of his own pocket for that banquet for Timothy, and Timothy no-showed that hearing for violating the restraining order that Kim got against him.
Yeah.
Timothy didn't even show up to the banquet that Phil threw for him.
No,
where all those people came to the banquet and they sang gospel songs and they were praying for Timothy.
Yeah.
Timothy didn't show up. And when Phil got in trouble, where was Timothy? Nowhere.
No, they all abandoned him. They set him up, Ashley. They all set him up. They had him thrown in jail, and they all abandoned him. And they tried to do terrible things while he was in jail, too, to get him into even more trouble. And all that's coming out. And Field, in my opinion, was a huge target by them. And that's why I get so defensive, because I know what he's been through. And I know what happened. And I know the thing is they weaponized Field McConnell and Kim Picazio against each other. Because they knew what Kim would do. And they also knew how passionate Field was about the children. Okay? So he was believing, he's so trusting that he got caught up in something that wasn't real. Okay? And he feels terrible about it. And he's
Well, I know they use this platform to allow women to come on and families to come on for CPS stuff. And that's how I got involved. And you got to remember, this was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He did. But he thought, here's the thing. They come in, right? They came in and they thought, they had him convinced that they were working for the president.
Yes, I remember that.
Okay. And he believed it because it was such an elaborate psyop that they had him believing that, there was just, he was like, this is like, you can't make this shit up. Well, they did.
They did. Yeah.
They did. And who got it? Field. And he was good to all of them. And all of them were pieces of shit. And I get so upset because.
Well, I know that I was supposed to go get Ryan Wilson and bring him to Field's house. And I know when he was put away in jail, Sarah messed up saying that they were having parties at his house while he was locked up. And Timothy Holmseth was there, Kirk was there, Sarah was there, everybody was there at his home. And they wanted his wife out of the picture.
Yeah, they did.
There was a lot of things that you don't even understand some of the things that she was talking about. Like it was,
I know. And you know what? You and I should actually, instead of you and I yelling at each other, I'm sorry that I yelled at you.
You say how I am, because the only side I saw of Phil McConnell was a shit show side, right?
Well, it turned into a shit show. He was doing fine until they all showed up on his doorstep.
See, I was under the impression from Sarah and everybody else, because they all worked together. David Jose, all of them, they all worked together. David Strait, all of them, right? So
they all worked together prior to Field. They showed up unannounced, all of them unannounced to Field's house.
Can you imagine being so crazy just to show up to someone's house unannounced?
They all did it. And
Danielle and Randy did that. I mean, they are white trash. That is white trash behavior.
And that's why, and he's so accommodating, and he's always wanted to help people in trouble. And they all played this. We're big whistleblowers. We're in trouble. We're doing the right thing. And he got wrapped up in this, thinking that he was doing the right thing. And that's what
he took, Sarah Dunklin told me he actually took her to London with him.
No, that's a lie. That's the first time he ever met her. Let me tell you the truth about that. He was in London, and she and Ryan showed up unannounced in London. That's a fact. He'd never even met them prior to that before. So she's lying there. That's how she weaseled her way into to Field McConnell's world. And then he's the one.
She gets arrested. I hope they
I
all
hope so too. I was talking to her husband. I was talking to her husband today. Just so you know.
I hope her husband get custody of her child.
Oh, he has custody. I was talking to her ex-husband today. And you know what? You should talk to her. Oh, you probably have talked to him, eh?
Paula, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that Timothy and them are going to try to go to Phil's house again?
Yes.
Well, it looks like they're inciting. Actually, right now, if you go look on all the social media, it looks like they're inciting people to go and storm the place.
They are dangerous, and people don't understand how they underestimate them. But I'm telling you, they're dangerous. You guys they're dangerous, and the people that are involved are really what Sarah told me is when everything was going on and things started getting heated, she's like, I'm going to get in so much trouble. I said, why? She's like, because I was over the funding for Phil McConnell when he was getting donations and stuff.
Yeah, he never got any money. He said, go ahead. If you want to set up donation boxes for yourself, go ahead. I don't want it. So Timothy set one up and Sarah Dunklin set one up. He never saw one dime of that.
You know what my theory is? I think Tim and Randy set Phil up, and their motivation all along was they wanted control of Phil's YouTube channel because Phil had a lot of followers and a lot of fans on that YouTube channel. Yeah. And they wanted to have control of that. And we've heard that audio where they tried to take it over. And one of Phil's friends, I forgot his name,
Eager Beaver,
to Randy and told Randy back off.
If I can interrupt here, what the situation with that channel was, Levi, is Eager Beaver, I believe it was the producer of that channel, and he actually set it up and ran it on behalf of Field. And
correct.
So he was basically the one that controlled the channel. So any effort to try and wrest that channel from Field wouldn't work because Eager Beaver wouldn't allow it.
Well,
If
you
you're
remember
even-
when Randy tried to take it over?
Yeah.
Well, I remember
They
Chris
wanted
and
to use that
Chris
to
Allen
promote
and Kurt
Timothy and
Pendergrass
make
were on it
money.
for a while, weren't they?
Yeah, let me explain this. Back when Phil McConnell was in jail, Eager Beaver was running the operation. Randy wanted to get Tim Holmseth on the air, and there was a big argument with Eager Beaver and Kirk Pendergrass, and Eager Beaver made it clear that Phil McConnell did not want guests on that show without him knowing about it. And
Yeah.
Randy wanted
argued
control of
and-
that.
Right,
Randy
correct.
wanted control. That's why they showed up unannounced at Phil's house, because they have no social boundaries,
Mhm.
and they wanted to take control over his YouTube channel because they wanted
Yeah.
to promote Timothy and make a lot of money because
Yeah.
Timothy can't get
Yeah.
a real job because he has no talent.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. Is it boils down to the money that they were getting. I mean, lots and lots of money were
Yeah.
going to these people, and no one realizes how many thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years have gone to these people. Now, like I said, Sarah Dunklin told me up front, like when all this stuff was going down with Cindy Absug, like when I finally confronted her and I sent everything to, when I found out about the stuff with Sarah Dunklin and stuff, I went to court, and that's when I met Kim Pacazio, and I sent her everything I had to try to take her down because she did not need that child. She was very unstable. And I mean, she was just crazy with everyone in and out of that house. I mean, she did not need that child. And the thing is, now that baby is safe, and that's all that matters. And I'm glad that she's safe. And the thing is that Sarah Dunklin, like I said, I'm telling you, like I said it before, you will hear me on other things with Murt and on my page where I've said she is you guys, Levi, you remember this. I said she is the key to all of this.
I agree with you 100%. Do you know that Sarah Dunklin was the one that introduced Jesse Saboter to Tim Holmseth and Randy Erickson prior to their entrance into Phil McConnell's life? This is a huge grift. This is a huge psyop, a money-making, narrative-controlling psyop. People have no idea how big this is.
No, it's huge with all the players, and to try to weed the players out. That's why it's taking the FBI so long, is because there's so much embezzlement. There's so much crap with, fundings and through PayPal, mainly PayPal, Cash App, and Zelle.
Yeah. Well, they're doing those GoFundMe's now too. And, I've seen hundreds of thousands of dollars go through like Jesse's and Madison Marquette's accounts. Like, I mean, it's so big.
See, that's how out of the loop I am, because I haven't done this in years. Who are those people?
Okay, so Jesse Saboter is now like this, like we call them the Laugh-A-Davids because they're completely full of shit. And it's all based on old narratives from other stuff. And we've proved it all wrong. And if you go into Sarah Mock's chat room on Telegram, I mean, we've debunked a collective group, and, Sarah runs it, have debunked Jesse, but she was involved with Tim and Randy, okay? And apparently, according to Jody LaDolce, they met prior. She met them through Sarah Dunklin too. So Sarah Dunklin was like one of the main instigators of this. And
she's very dangerous. She lives a double life, and she's almost like a sociopath. And I told the attorney, I didn't get along with the attorney for the daughter. You and I need to talk about that. I did not get along with her at all. You have no idea you have no idea. I did not get along with her at all because of past things, okay? Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I got to put that aside and say, fuck it. I'm going to save this child, because what they had was no evidence, but everything that I knew was firsthand knowledge. Yeah. So therefore, I will go to Arkansas and I will testify against her, no problem. Yeah. And I've been up against Priscilla Neely before, because that was who was representing her. And she had promised Neely votes and stuff and things like that. But it's just, it's so big. And like
there's more stuff that's coming out about Sarah. With the daughter, the messages that I got from Sarah's ex-husband today were along the lines of the daughter just told me some more stuff, so I'm about to find that out too. So,
oh my God.
Who's the woman in Virginia that was also helping fund this?
Yeah, that was the passport thing, diplomatic passport.
Well, like I said before, when I was doing this stuff with Phil McConnell, you know, I haven't talked about this in years.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, you know, but then all of a sudden I get all this stuff from Timothy Holmseth and of course Randy, oh, don't talk about my husband. Okay, well, go on with your pedophile lover. Like, I don't give two craps, you know. And they have destroyed so much. They tried to destroy Levi. They went to Levi's house. They went to my house. They tried to pick up my children. They went to Murt. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff, you know.
And they destroyed Field. They used Field as a platform, and they weaponized him. They played his passion and love for children, you know, just to keep children safe against him. They weaponized him. They weaponized him against Kim. They weaponized Kim against him. I mean, they played this so well. I mean, this is very professional what they did.
So he apologized to Kim.
Totally. I was there. I've been around for it. Trust me on that one. And you can ask Kim yourself. I talked to Kim today. I talked to Field today. I talked to Phil Roberts, his neighbor, today. I'm talking to everybody. I mean, we're just coming together and trying to figure out what happened. Like, we're still putting the pieces of this puzzle together because it's so big.
Well, I'm going to tell you, they were all in that house together with Danielle, and I don't know about Dr. Good Vibes taking vials of blood from her. I mean, it's just so much crazy crap.
Yeah, I know it is. I have a hard time with the Good Vibes stuff. I knew him too. He was not. I have a hard time with that one. I really do. But I mean, who knows what's real and what's not? All I know is that Field is a good man, and he was capitalized on, and he was destroyed almost because of these guys.
I need to get the woman's name and send it to you, because the woman sent me saying that he ripped her off on Zimbond, and she sent him like $20,000 of her life savings stand for Zimbond.
Yeah, but it wasn't him that was selling the Zimbond. It was somebody else in one of the Dangerettes that was, because she tried to sell me some too. So, but Field wasn't buying the Zimbond and selling it to people. They were buying it through websites online. And there was a girl in this chat that her and I had fallen out too, that was part of that. And
I need to send you what I have so you guys can put more of the pieces together, because I have so much.
I'm actually really interested. So let's just accept my apology for yelling. I get ferociously defensive of Field because I know what you did to him.
I mean, you see how I am. I ain't no picnic in the park. I'm crazy as hell.
Yeah, I am ferociously defensive because I know what they did to him, and I know that he was a victim of this too. Okay,
see, I don't see it that way because I have been out of the loop.
Yeah, I know.
For like 2 years or more. Like,
a lot's happened.
If I could interrupt all this again, ladies, I would suggest that everybody that is the primary principals here, and thanks for coming in, Levi. Why don't you guys set up and everybody get current on everything? Since the two of you are the closest to the situation, along with maybe Alex Goddard and some other folks, and kind of get coordinated so you all have the same information, and that way
that's a good idea.
There won't be any more misunderstandings.
Yeah, because I think that has been a bigger misunderstanding. You and I just got off on the wrong foot for the wrong reasons. But
I feel like you're on the same page as I am, because I was close to her. Sarah was like a best friend to me. That's what people don't realize.
And Randy Erickson was really close to me.
What the fuck?
But so was Field, and I lost touch with Field when he went to jail. Randy's a piece of shit. She's a two-faced, lying, manipulative bitch, and I can tell you a lot about that woman. Just because I was really close to her, but I know I was closer to Field. I was always closer to Field. So, a lot of people didn't know that I was friends with Field. That's a whole story on its own. But I was, and I am, and I speak to him at least twice a day. So, he got screwed over bad. And he defended these people, and he went to bat for these people. And they they intentionally set him up and fucked him over, and I won't quit until all this is done. So let's get together.
Girl, I'm with you, and I just want them in jail, in prison, and lock away the key. Like, that's all I want.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what everybody wants. That's what everybody wants.
I'm on the same page as you. I know what happened. So, okay, Ashley. So, Murt's going to put you and me in touch, right, Murt?
Yeah, I can. Well, actually, you two probably could put yourselves in touch with each other. Ashley, are you on America or on Twitter?
No, I'm not. Like I said, I haven't been really on social media much. If you go and look, I work 2 jobs, so.
Mm-hmm. Well, figure out a name to log in over either on Twitter or Telegram.
Murt, can you just give her my phone number?
Yeah, I can do that.
Is that okay, Ashley? Just text me.
Yeah, that's fine. And you can message me on Facebook too.
Okay, well that's okay. I can do that as well.
Okay, Paula, DM your phone number just to make sure I have it.
Okay, and then we can hit Facebook, but then you have my number, Ashley. Hang on. Let me see if I'm afraid to click out of here. I'll do it after, okay? I'm afraid to click out of here in case I lose you. Hang on, let me check one of my other phones here. What account am I in?
Okay, let me see what's coming in here.
That's mine.
Okay. Well, all right.
Hang on a sec. I got to go into my other phone. Hang on a second. I'll DM you in Twitter, Murt.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to send you her number to Twitter.
Okay, and then I'll send you mine, and then you give it to her. Okay, Ashley, let's talk because we are on the same page, actually. Okay. Hang on a second. Where's my Twitter account again? I had to change the handle 4 times because of them all stalking me.
All right, Ashley's back. All right. Well, Ashley, I've sent her your number over on Twitter. So that way you two can get together and make whatever arrangements are appropriate.
Yeah, no, this is cool, actually. Sorry, yeah, you're probably as ferocious as I am, so.
Well, I think what happens, because this situation happened between me, Levi, and Alex Goddard, it's almost the same thing because the radio news is playing us all against each other with all kinds of garbage going on over there. And it took a long time for us to realize we'd all been played and we would be better off to be on the same playing field.
Yeah. Well, the best way to accomplish that is everyone uniting together.
Yeah, and that's what we have found happen because we all did a united front against radio and got her off the air. And now she's following Tim around like a puppy, even though he doesn't believe it.
Yeah, so I apologize for all my swearing, but I'm telling you, I have been... Sorry, Murt. Sorry, Ashley.
That's all right.
Sorry, everybody in the chat.
You're good. I'm sorry for losing my cool, too, because like I said, when the way I know Field is what,
what you saw. I know.
Correct.
Wow. I know. But I know. But
it's a mess. It really is a shit show. It really, really is. And I'm telling you, if he was really played, which when you talk to me more about this off air, right? And
he was.
If everybody that knows me knows that I will doubly go after because I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like people being played that are innocent. I don't like people getting taken advantage of, and I will go to bat. I promise you that. And everybody that knows me knows that I will do that.
Well, I'll tell you something here. I personally covered the first hearing down in Fort Lauderdale. And, I saw Phil, didn't talk to him. But by the time this all got through the court, it came clear that Field had remorse for what he did. He had made a written letter to Kim Picasio and her family and everyone. The letter by court order is sealed, so nobody, including me, has seen the letter. But Kim was extremely satisfied with the apology, and that's one of the reasons she moved towards helping Field get off his restrictions. So,
and that's really all that matters. Like, if he's remorseful and he's willing to help, then that's golden right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he is helping. He is helping. Timothy has no idea what's coming. I mean, we are working diligently behind the scenes, and we have been for a while. So, they're all, whatever. Keep digging your grave, Tim. It's coming. TikTok. Be so ironic, if Field ends up being the nail in Timmy's like proverbial coffin. And I'm not saying killing him. I mean his lockup.
Well, that's a distinct possibility because all it takes is one person with the right information.
Yeah, it sure does. Just take one, right?
Yeah, but this is why Timmy has been so terrified of what's going on.
That would explain it, though. That would explain why I'm all of a sudden getting text messages, and then they decide to make this elaborate story about me going to jail for child trafficking, working with the CIA and the feds, and I'm
there you go.
I was wondering why they did that, because I was like, I haven't even spoke of this for
because Fields is coming out against them.
Yeah.
Well, those are. I can't.
They're doing the same thing to me.
Yeah.
Me too.
They've got
actually,
me being a FBI operative and.
Yeah.
They misrepresent Project Chaos. And if they'd been around during Project Chaos, they would have realized exactly what it was. It was a documentary. I kind of did a sightseeing tour around the 3 states. And it was just, I did have a meeting with the FBI while I was up there, but this was just something that I attached to it.
Yeah, look at you guys. This is the best Murt I've ever watched.
Well, I'm glad everybody's happy.
Ashley Cooper and Paula C. Blaze are duking it out on Murt. And oh my God, they just hugged and made up. Oh, what? Fields with Kim? Oh my God.
This is gonna be great. I'm telling you, they're gonna be running around like fly. Man, I'm telling you, they're gonna be smiling. This is going to be great because I want to see what else they have because, like I said, they say I'm in jail and I haven't been to jail yet. Murt hasn't been to jail. None of us has been arrested.
I don't. Yeah, and it's like they keep saying I got walked out of a daycare center. Oh, my God.
What?
Well, I work with kids. That's what I've done for 30 years. I'm a child care worker and child development worker, which means I work with disabled children, too. And I lost my job over, on my walking papers, it didn't even say I lost it over COVID mandates. But I actually got into so many arguments with my coworker that my boss had to let me go.
No, not you.
Over the COVID mandates. And not the COVID mandates, over the arguments of the COVID mandates.
Right.
Because I wouldn't shut up about parents have the right to choose for their kids. And
you're absolutely right. You are 110% right.
And my coworkers are all about, they were right into like the forced vaccination of children here in Canada. And
Europe does not allow the vaccinations if you already had COVID, and they do not allow vaccinations in children over there.
Yeah, well, in Canada, they were bribing kids with ice cream and doing it behind parents' backs. And I lost my lid over that. Like I went absolutely
good
nuts.
for you. You lost it for a good cause. I mean,
I did. That's what they said because I was like, you did it. When I found out they were doing this to kids, I went nuts. They said that's what they said. Your behavior is inappropriate. It's like, are you kidding me? It's like,
oh, you probably prevented a murder more than likely. Like, not even kidding.
I probably saved a bunch of kids in that school. I have no regrets of losing my shit against my supervisor. I was working for a Karen, right? Like,
right.
She was a Karen and a half on steroids.
It can be sometimes. I'm sure you've seen me act like a Karen at times, but
yeah. But anyways, I have no regrets for that. And they put on there, and I'm a victim of heinous crimes too, and I am actually diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. And yeah, that's what they used to fire me. Big mistake, man.
They use that to fire you. Well, here in America, it's the American Disabilities Act. I don't know if you guys have that there in Canada.
No, we have something way worse in Canada, and my trial is coming up, and they are fucked. And
I get free benefits. Let me know when. I'll be front and center.
I probably will go anonymous because of these people. I have the choice. I can put my name out or not. And I'll probably have my name anonymous because of all these crazy assholes online. I was going to use it as an example because it's not the first time I've done like human rights stuff in the courts. I've done quite a bit. Like I've testified on behalf of human rights stuff probably 4 or 5 times.
That is amazing. Like a lot of people don't have that in them to do that. They either get scared or bought off or something, you know. So you did right. I mean, honestly,
I'm leading the way. I'm like one of those healed post-traumatic stress disorders. Like I was put on a person with disabilities here in Canada, and it took me 4 years to heal. I was down and I could not work for 4 years. I was a wreck, and I pushed and I pushed my boundaries. And I ended up back in the work field. So it's always there if I need it, but I don't use it anymore. I did need it. I did need it for 4 years of my life. I'm not even kidding.
A big inspiration though. Like your story will help save so many people.
Well, yeah. And so I go out there and I fight. Like people have no idea the fights that I've picked. And that's, that's what I say to them. If you even knew who I was, like I'm no pushover. I am I am no pushover. I am known in the courts, and that's probably why I'll keep my, keep it. I probably won't put my name out on this one because, I just don't need the bullshit and the spin doctoring that comes from all these crazy
No, you
people.
Don't. No, you don't because anything can paint a case.
Yeah, but I wanted to use my case as an example for others, right? But I don't think I'm going to be able to because of these idiots. But yeah, we're firing you because you have post-traumatic stress disorder. That's what they said to me. That's what it was. That was what they put. My boss said, not my supervisor. My supervisor wanted me gone because I wouldn't agree to what she was preaching about the vaccines. So that was the argument. And her and I were button heads. And you can imagine, I'm a strong personality. And maybe my righteous anger wasn't appropriate, but it was still righteous anger. And
it's justifiable. I mean, it's all validated and justifiable 100%. And, and people like Timothy, if they ever found out about this type of stuff, they'll just use this just to screw you.
Yeah. They'll probably now take these little pearls of information and they'll trample those too and say, oh, she's so full of shit. I'm not. I don't lie about anything. Go ahead. If, find me. I'm not hiding. They're not going to like what they find. I've got a really good track record.
Right. The cops here, when the cops came to me and said that, Randy had called a few times and trying to make a bunch of stuff. And I was like, what did you guys say? They said, we told them straight up how you were and they're full of shit basically. And that we know you and we have a very, strong personal, we have a good relationship and good rapport with the cops.
You guys might want to take a gander at the screen right now.
Who's on the screen?
All right. They put up a post at 9:46 Eastern. I don't know what time stamp that. And basically, they're smearing me again with the chat that was hacked on my Pal Talk account, and they got little footnotes about Paula in there. And so they're starting. They want. They're getting scared again and they're putting stuff over on Telegram. This is exactly what they do.
Yeah, well, keep it up, guys. Keep it up. I'm loving this. I've gathered so much this weekend already.
I can't wait.
This is great. This is not going to go down the way that they think it is. I can assure you. But whatever. We'll just sit and wait. I'm enjoying this now. I have no problems with. Oh, here we go. Yeah, more Timothy. Oh, look, they've got you. Oh my God, they got a picture of my husband in there too.
Oh, is that who that is?
Fired from her daycare and walked off the property. That's not true. I was never walked off the property. They were afraid to fire me to my face. I got a Dear John letter via email like 2 days later on a Sunday morning. This was a Friday or something on a Sunday morning because they, that's how afraid they were of me. They're just cowards. I mean, I wouldn't, it's not like I hit anybody or anything, but I have a very strong personality. And I just went straight to my lawyer, and yeah, that's coming up soon. And because I am a person with like a person with a disability, I have that status. I can go anonymous. I can put it out there. This one I will go anonymous now because.
Well, at least now we know what they're going to do, so that way, they just kind of outed themselves on that.
Yeah, it's okay. They can keep going. This is for me. This is fun for me, right? Like now I'm to the point. Now I know. I mean, because as soon as I figured out Tim and Randy's grift, I walked away from their camp about a year and a half ago. So it was November. I officially walked away in November. They said, "Oh, she got kicked out." I had noticed indiscrepancies for about 8 months, and I was just like taking notes and doing research and figuring stuff out. And I kind of went quiet for a while, and I stopped sharing Tim's stuff. But I talked to Randy all the time. Anyways, I always hoped that they weren't bad. I'm serious, okay? I always hoped that they were the good guys. But man, there was stuff that I was seeing, and I was like, something's like really seriously wrong with this. And Randy used to change her narratives in the chat. Like I've got both of our chats, like from her original Randy Q Erickson and the new one that she had. I've got everything archived. And I go and I compare notes. I'm like, holy shit, she said something completely different there from there. I mean, I could make her look like even more of a tit than she is now, but whatever. I can't be bothered.
Question. Jasmine wants to know if Tim and Randy are on the run together. If you think they are.
Yes.
I think they are.
She sent me a text message a few weeks ago before they made that stuff about me, saying that she'd appreciate if I leave her husband alone or whatever.
What, Brian? Randy sent you a text?
No, Timothy. And then she sent me a picture of that nasty, disgusting pedophile.
So that
I'll send you. Like I said, I'm telling you, like they came out like that because I didn't even know what was going on, and then
now you know why. Because they're afraid of field.
And then Alex showed me what they said. I was like, are you kidding me? I just laughed so hard because the cops told Randy to her face, you don't want to mess with Ashley Cooper. We don't want any.
Yeah.
I had a drop out there, I think.
Yeah. Oh, is she gone? Did she fall?
Her audio dropped out. She's still on, but the audio
Can you hear me?
out. Yeah, now we can hear you.
Oh, yeah. I was just saying the cops told Randy, like, don't mess with her. We're not going to do anything. She's not broken any laws, and she's surely not a child predator like you're claiming. And she's crazy, and you might not want to go near her.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm known because I'm PTSD, and I've done some things in my PTSD, and they're like, oh, same sort of thing. I go righteous, like, I go right
to 90 in 1.2 seconds.
And yeah, I go from 0 to 100. I have to be careful. I stay away from highly, I stay away from big crowds. I'm careful. I still have PTSD. I'm careful. I'm very careful. I don't have a lot of friends. I don't go out much. I work with kids. I love working with kids. It's like makes my whole day. But yeah, I have to be careful because like I'm vicious. I'm terrible. I could like knock 3 or 4 people out if I go off. I'm terrible. Like, I have to be super careful. And when you know that your PTSD will put you in a state where you can harm other people, you have to be responsible.
You have to stay away.
And
you have to stay away from them and like, yeah exactly.
I'm very responsible with that. Very responsible because I've hurt people before. Not. I wasn't in trouble because of the moment I was in, but I hurt people. I've hurt people and I don't want to hurt anybody. And so I stay I avoid any trigger, even though I haven't had any problems in like 6 years with my PTSD. I avoid all triggers at all cost. So.
Exactly. And that's the thing though, but now you can actually use those triggers as power.
Yeah, but yeah, as long as it goes to a certain degree, I'm better than I used to be. I mean, I used to come out swinging, right? I don't do that anymore. Because I'm a survivor, right? I was like victimized and beat and raped and, so it's like, so I'm a real fighter, right? And I
admire that about you. The thing is that, you stand up for what's right.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And that doesn't, there's a lot of people that don't do that.
No, I always have. I always defend the underdog. And that's how I met my husband. He loved me because he was blown away because he's a highly trained boxer, MMA fighter. And he used to do, loss prevention, right, for a living.
I really need to connect and talk.
Yeah. And so he was like so impressed at he goes, oh my God, he's trying to teach me how to do self-defense. Like, holy shit, you already got that down. Oh my God, you know how to do this. And he was, it was funny when we first met. It was really funny. So, yeah, I know I'm righteous when it comes to that. I have righteous anger. I don't, being a victim and watching my sister get raped and trafficked, that will do something to you, right?
It will.
I testified in her trial too, and we put the perps away. I put them away as an adult. I had to wait till I was an adult, but I turned them in and I put them away because I was her witness. She could hardly remember anything, but I was her witness. So we did a big thing with that too. So I was really, that was really good. So yeah, I mean, we do, you know what I mean? It's like,
yep. Oh, I do. That's why it's like, okay, kind of put the pieces together, listen to each other. And it's like, I mean, but at the end of the day, we all have to stay united against people like Timothy and Randy and those goblins and make sure they get put away, especially Sarah Dunklin.
Sarah Dunklin was, she was much more involved. And, and I believe that Ryan Wilson is like one of those, militant provocateurs, if you know what I mean. I believe that he's a paid agitator,
I know she used to get her ass tore up by him. He would put his hands on her and beat her black and blue.
I heard that too. I heard that. I was talking to Sarah's ex-husband and he said that. But he says that she's claiming because she's trying to get custody of the kid or visitation, and she hasn't had any since your case, by the way.
God, I hope it never does.
So he's been trying to talk to Field, but Field's been kind of sick. Field's been kind of sick since September. I'll be honest with you, on and off. He's had some help. He's gotten better, and then he's gotten worse again. He's on the mend again, but he is trying to get in touch with Field, Sarah's ex-husband, because Field has information that will help his case, so that Sarah can't come near the child again. So there's a lot.
Well, she was gonna leave the country with her daughter at one point.
I heard something about that.
No, she told me that before this court stuff all happened, her and Ryan were gonna be leaving the country with her daughter because they said that her husband is so horrible, this, that, and the other, And of course, before I even knew the husband, I just went along oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying?
So you've talked to him too. He's a nice guy. I've spent
I met him and his wife at court, and that's how I met Kim Bacasio, and that's how I met Alexandria and stuff, because,
okay, ladies, if I could interrupt for a minute, please.
Okay.
All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this up because I got wheels up in the morning. But if you ladies are up to it, we could possibly do this again on one of my live streams if you want to come in here. We just have kind of an open air discussion about all this.
I'm down for that.
There's a question here. Wait, Jasmine says, Paula, do you think Tim and Randy are staying in short-term rentals? Yes, they were. They definitely were when I knew they were. Staying in short-term rentals? They definitely were staying in short-term rentals.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I went by.
All right. Well, I appreciate you ladies coming in. I'm glad we were able to get everything calmed down here. It's getting to be like we were going to have pro wrestling right here.
Punching each other out through the phone, right?
Yeah, this is one time I'm glad I was remote on cat fight.
But I was just trying to get you to listen about Field, so I do apologize because I just wanted to bring you up to speed in a hurry because.
Girl, you're good. I promise. I'm so glad you did come on because most people would just talk and then like, you know what I'm saying? They won't come in and explain or anything.
Yeah, and I do get because what they did to him is how they tricked him and how he went to bat and fought for them. You know, he did that out of righteous anger too. Like that was, you know what I mean? They fed him from every angle, and he knows it today, and he's doing the right thing. I believed them too. Okay, at the beginning, I got caught up in this shit too, so I'm not infallible, right? So,
well, I'm just glad that in the end we were all able to kind of work things out and maybe get.
Well, I'm glad that we're uniting. I'm very glad that we're reuniting and going against them. So Tim and Randy, you better run.
Yeah. Can you?
Okay, ladies. Well, do me a favor. Keep in touch.
Okay. Thanks, Murt. Thanks, Ashley.
All right,
I got
you guys have a good night.
Okay.
And until the next time.
Okay. God bless everybody.